Becoming cosmic water. Yo, what's up? It's someone that's no one, and welcome back to today's report. Today's report was sent to me by Lotus. It is also on the Blue Light forum, where they talk about their friend and the time they snorted DXM. And here's the full report details. Alright, here's another DXM report, but with an ingestion I wasn't sure we would ever cover, and that's snorting it. We talked about DXM a ton on this channel. It's an over-the-counter with strong dissociative effects in high doses, but we've never seen anyone snort it. That's because commonly it does come in a pill or in syrup form. How this was made possible though was through an extraction, which we won't write that down here, and we do cut it from this report, but they were able to get DXM HCl or hydrochloride, which is technically snortable. But it is far from safe theoretically. You could have some side effects, and it is most likely caustic. Bioavailability could go down, but at the same time, with things like Xanax, technically they say you can't snort it, but we do see some effects, and we see the same thing here. But let me know what you guys think of this. It's the first DXM report where it's insufflated, so I'm sure you'll enjoy this. Without further ado, let's dive right into it. The final product after I scraped it up with a razor was a substance that looked like sand, smelled mostly odorless, but faintly a bitter spicy smell, and was pretty much identical to how I remember DXM Polystrex was after watering down Delsum cough syrup and extracting the DXM. I weighed it on a scale to have 2.6 grams, and after insufflating around 40 milligrams and having a pleasant antidepressant effect, it was certified clean DXM hydrochloride in my eyes. Thumbs up. The burn was about as bad as DPT if anyone has insufflated that. Fast forward to yesterday. My pud just came back from rehab. This guy could hook me up with all the rarest shit, but he disappeared for months. Randomly, I stumbled upon him via a mutual friend, after his previous 1,000 member Telegram chat was deleted. We were texting on Signal, and I mentioned my DXM. He's like, "Yo man, let's link up, and I'll trade half to a full gram of mescaline hydrochloride, along with a tab and a half for it." I was eager to hear a trip report on insufflating this, given there's none on YouTube, or Earwood, or anywhere at the time of me writing this post. I already gave away half a gram for my friend to take with him back to Sun Valley, Ohio, and write me his own trip report. Only he threw it away, leaving me with roughly 2 grams after taking a 40 milligram bump with my tremoring brain damaged hands. I still wanted to save some to inject, so I put 600 milligrams in a little dime baggie to keep for myself and gave him the other 1.4 grams. He posted for an IV trip report with mescaline, LSD, MDMA. Now, I will copy and paste exactly what he sent me on Signal about it. Possibly one of my favorite substances out of trying 40 plus rare substances and psychs. Becoming cosmic water. Snorted 330 to 500 milligrams. Over 4.5 to 5 hours. 5 or 6 free doses. At first, it was a warm head rush. My nose, mouth, and most of my head went numb. It tasted sweet. My nose swelled up, and it was almost impossible to breathe through it. A slight headache and manageable nausea came through. And before a noticeable high came through, I started having psychedelic-esque thoughts. What a blessing it is to be surrounded by such wonderful people. No one was with me, just acknowledging the people in my life. The air became heavier. I became light and feeling like I was floating, and I felt bigger than I was. There wasn't any couch lock, but I felt there was a horizontal and vertical axis running on all 4 sides of me, and each side was separate yet pulling together, and yet I was made out of some gas or liquid. I was all one element shaped into form. I didn't realize any separate parts of my body, or could identify separate sensations of my body. I didn't notice how high I really was till I would get up and walk around. I was a stick man that had to swing from right to left, and everything had an overlay of light and colorful sparkle. The natural colors were deeper. and I felt as if everything was just a different piece of me. It surprised me when I looked in the mirror and my eyes were huge. I waddled back to my bed and continued my alien movie. I could see galaxies in his eyes. Time moved slow. I felt like I was a black and blue form, with stars floating through it, and that I was one with the existence. A warm joy and peace had become me. I was at peace with everything. My window would make lightning-shaped reflections when cars passed by that were beautiful, and time didn't seem to exist. I continued to do more and more, and would only ever realize how high I was when I got back up. The warmness and peace would incrementally increase. The last time I got up, I felt something like the alien from the movie I was watching. Once it ended, I listened to Ron Dass and Terrence McKenna, and it seemed like they were talking directly to me. I could understand what they were saying to a much higher capacity. I would replay sentences over and over to truly find the meaning. When I would close my eyes, I'd see green pastures with happy people, the beach with families playing, quaint castles with animals, and people watching. And these sights would slowly and freely change, and the transition would make the scene. It took me about an hour at least to fall asleep, which is very unnatural. The next morning, I hesitantly got up and started on my day. I got much less sleep than I would typically get. Yet after the first 30 minutes and coffee, I felt much more well rested than typically when I get more sleep. The afterglow is still present, 14 hours after. I woke up still slightly high, but extremely functional. The air is still heavy. I'm euphoric. I'm not bothered by time slowly moving. And I still feel that one form cosmic goo feeling that is my body. FYI, doesn't hurt to snort as bad as they say, and I've sorted some painful stuff. Around 13 substances, sometimes 10 grams a day. And never ever have I had so much fucking snot. Immediately clawed and flushed my sinuses. I blew loud enough to wake the whole house regularly to clear my nose. But I feel it's a lot of much needed lymphatic fluid. I feel better, and having been lymphatic issued for 4 or 5 months, I'm medicated. Will redose 4 to 600 tonight. I will continue to update with more trip reports. Please comment for any and all questions.